Hey folks, John with A&J Outdoors, as it says right up here, and today I'm going to introduce you to our new boat. It's used, but it's new to us, right? If you've been following along the channel, we sold our 18-foot center console Mako bay boat back in June, right? And my goal was to get something larger that I could take offshore safely, and my wife's goal was to get something with a little more creature comforts, right? So I started looking at 25 to 30 foot boats, looking center consoles, cats, and walk-arounds. And of course, used. We couldn't afford something new in that size range because that's way outside our budget. So the wife quickly narrowed it down to a walk-around because she liked having that area where you could lay down up front. You've got an enclosed head, right? So that narrowed the search down. She wanted the enclosed head, so the 25 and 26 and 27 footers really, they might have a porta potty down there but not enclosed, and so we moved up to a 28-foot walk around, and that's when we found the boat that we just bought. It's a 2003 Grady White Sailfish 282, so it's 28 foot long. 2003 again, so some folks can afford to go buy these boats new. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? And that's good. They get warranties. If they do want to upgrade, if they have the money for a boat like that, they have the money to do the upgrades and all that. That's not us. So if we want something nice like that, we have to buy something used and put in the work ourselves to make it nice. So that's what you're going to see in upcoming videos while I'm working on this boat, and you'll see some of it in the video today where we're doing stuff to this thing to get it up to the level where we want it. Okay, so if you can buy nice stuff, that's fine. If you can't afford nice stuff, then you buy used stuff and put in the work to make it nice. Okay, so with that being said, let's go outside and take a look at our 2003 Grady White. Hey folks, so let's take a look at this thing. We're going to look front to back first. Again, it's the Grady White Sailfish 282, so it's a 28-foot boat, so it's a big one. All right, so 28 foot doesn't include the bow pulpit, which is this part right here. See the anchor on there. We get up there, we'll talk about the windlass and all that. One of the things I had to have was a trailer, right? So we talked about that. And so far, this trailer has cost us more money than the boat to get it up to speed. You can see the looks pretty good. She's smooth, pretty clean. She could use a wash. She could use a wax. Okay, and then we see some of the corrosion on some of the metal parts. That's what we're going to have to deal with. You can see one of the first expenses here. Those are new hubs, right? So there's going to be 6 new hubs. Brakes were all shot, so there's going to be 3 axles worth of brakes, right? So 6 sets of brakes. So that's where a lot of the money's going right now. Okay, we come back. See, she's a hard top, right? All kinds of rod holders for us. Get back here to the business end as far as the power goes. We've got twin Yamaha 225s. Again, we had a Yamaha tech look at them before we ever bought this thing, just like having the certified inspector do the whole survey. Basically, that whole survey gave me my checklist of stuff I need to do on the boat. Okay, so yeah, they're not perfect, right? You can see some wear, but they run great. All right. And that's what matters. We got the ladder here to make it easy to get up and in. There is a boarding ladder that mounts right on those things, and then when you're using it, it goes right here. It works, right? Got in and out of the boat with that when we were down at Port O'Connor where we got it. The other side looks pretty much the same. We got trim tabs, right? Drain, trim tab, and then this side I haven't worked on the hubs or brakes yet. So really like the look of this boat. Let's get inside, see what she looks like on the inside. All right, so we're starting up here at the bow again, so you can see the anchor. This is the windlass. The windlass is basically a winch, so we don't have to throw the anchor and pull the anchor. This will do it for us, which is nice. Got to replace the connection point there. It's a little too rusty. Okay, this is access to the anchor chain and rope. See down in there. Now, if you're wondering, the reason they call this a walk around is because you got space to walk around the cab of the boat to get up to the front where I'm at. Okay, underneath there is the cabin. Top, we got a radar, we got a spotlight that's burned out, we got our GPS there, and then we got our big antenna there. She's a tall boat on the trailer. With all that, she's 13 foot 6 inches. That's my clearance. Unfortunately, one of the trees in the neighborhood that we had to go under was lower than that, and it took out behind the radar dome is our all-around light. It took that out. So we're going to have to figure out a fix for that. Maybe set up some kind of folding light or something so we can take it down so that doesn't happen again. Horn does have windshield wipers, something I gotta work on and get those working. All right. Excuse the dirtiness and leaves and all that. You can see we're under trees. We don't have a cover on her yet, and we've been in and out of here with shoes on, so it gets pretty dirty. This is a mount for one of the outriggers. They're on both sides. I have all that. There's some repairs I need to do to them, but I don't know jack diddly. I've been on boats with outriggers out. We fished off of them, but I still don't know a lot about them, so I'll have to learn. And that requires trolling, which requires gas, which we'll decide if we're going to do a lot of that or not. All right, coming back here, before we talk about this awesome, huge deck area that I love, we'll move around to the cockpit, and then we'll move around to the cabin. All right, so normally the chairs are here. We have them. We just took them off to do some work on them. Got our, see, some of those are unlabeled, so I got to relabel. I'm probably going to replace all that, but in the meantime, relabel. The gauges are digital Yamaha gauges. They work, but you can barely read them, so I got to send them off to get them set up. It does have autopilot, but this is the autopilot right now. That's one of the things I'm messing with. That's why you see the fuses down there. If you follow me on my other social media accounts, which are on the screen right now, you'll see a lot of photos and info on that kind of stuff. All right, so let's see what we got for electronics. They're old. Okay, so on this side we got a Garmin. It's got nav, fish finder, all that built in. It's got a nice mapping chip in it, right? It is older, but it'll work, so I'm going to stick with that. And then that radar you saw up top, this is the head unit for the radar. So it's Raymarine, that's Garmin. That's another issue. That is Raymarine down there too. So the radar, the Raymarine radar does work, right? Up top we got the thing, but the head unit, the screen is burned. So there's a big blotch right in the middle of it, so you really can't use it. Ideally, I'd like to close all this in, put surface mounted Simrad units, right? Replace everything, all the electricals with Simrad. But because of all the other expenses, we just can't afford to do that right now. So I can find a used head unit for like $400 to $500 on eBay, so that might be something we get to. None of that autopilot radar, none of that stopping me from using the boat right away, because we do have a good graph right now. Okay, all right, let's go in the cabin, and then we'll come back out and look at what else is back here on the back. All right, so you can see we got stairs going down in, pretty spacious. Let's go down there and take a look. Okay, so this is kind of the berth area, right? There's a piece, that table can either stand like a table or go flat, and then there's a piece that goes right here, so you have that whole area kind of like a bed, right? Got some speakers back there, stereo there. There's two more speakers out in the outside, right? Got a sink, storage. It's supposed to have a microwave. This one does not have a microwave. We could add it if we wanted to. And then we do got a little 1-burner gas stove. I don't think it's ever been used. Has a refrigerator. It's 12 volts, not working right now. So we'll decide what we're going to do about that. That's that piece that goes where the table is on the berth. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take a peek in the head. So we have it's not a porta potty, right? It's a flushing head, sink. That hose pulls out in this whole area. You see there's a drain. You could take a shower in here, right? So we're doing a lot of cleaning, but that was one of Audrey's things. She wanted an enclosed head. She got it. This area down here actually has its pads also. It's not huge, but it is another little sleeping area. Kids, Audrey thinks she can fit in there. We'll see. But so you got that and the front berth. Little fan. Got our AC control. So right now you can see we're hooked to shore power, so I can charge the batteries. That's the only thing that's on. That's the pump out for the head. All right, and I can show the levels. Access. The back side of some of the gauges and all that. And our access panel inside the head on that side up in the back. All right, so let's climb up out of here. Let's go look at the fishing area of the boat. All right, again, this is one of my favorite areas of the whole boat, right? You got so much space down here for fishing, right? But there's a lot to it. So let's come down, turn around. You can see rod holders, 2, another 5, another 2, so that's 9 right there. We also under the gunnel, we have rod holders like that on both sides. All right, these 2 spots behind the main seats, we got a spot here and a spot there. They both have pads that snap on the top of them, right? So that's another sitting spot for folks. We also, this one here is our catch. It's an ice box, right? And it's pretty deep back up under there, so we can put pretty good sized fish inside this sucker. Let's get down there and see if you can see. It's pretty dark, but yeah, it goes all the way across to the other side. So a nice fish box. Close that one up. So what we got on the other side then? We'll open this one up. It's our bait well, right? You see the tube, it's round, good sized bait well, right? So that's nice. So we got a good bait well and a good fish box. Okay. What we got here? Just a storage area. I haven't figured out where everything's going on this boat yet once I start putting fishing gear on it, but there's a nice big area there. And this side gives me 2 drawers. Right, which are nice, but I'm thinking if I can find one that fits or can afford to get one made someday, not anytime soon, I might replace that whole piece with 1 door, and then those little tackle boxes, you know, will slide in there. Maybe have about 4 or 5 of them in there. That'd be a good storage spot for that kind of stuff. All right, let's swing around. Of course, we got rod holders there, there, a lot of cup holders. All right, so let's come over here. What we got here? You see a cutting board, so there's a bait prep station right there. Open that guy up. We've got a hose. This is a clean water hose, right? So we have a water tank on board, and the water for the sink, the kitchen area, the water for the shower, all comes from this tank, freshwater tank, right? Then we also have raw water washed down. So the live well, of course, draws raw water, and then here is got to put a hose on it. That's the wash down, the raw water wash down. Right. So this is just another work area. I could clean fish. I could throw ice in there and put drinks in there, I guess, if I want, whatever. This is actually a bench seat. There's a nice pad that goes on top of that, attaches. And so you got seating there. So we can fit 2 there, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's without bean bags or anything else, which we'll probably end up getting to put on this. Okay. All right, so what's in this one? You open it up. That is definitely going to be a tackle station, all right? Fishing gear is going to live in there. Okay, that's probably the bulk of all my fishing gear. But when you pull that sucker out, we have bilge access. We have our 3 batteries. We have down inside there is a battery charger. We got access, right? That's where the water comes in for the raw water, right? We got 2 different ones, and a lot of cool stuff back in there. The water tank is actually back behind all of this, and there's the filler for the water tank, the freshwater fill. All right, we got you've already seen it, but we got a walk-through door here. Opens and closes. We're running, we close it. We need to get in and out, we open it. We can also, big fish, pull it over the side and right through the door if we had to. What else? I've got one alibi. Oh, overhead. All right. We got our radio there. It does work. All right, and storage. And then overhead on this side, more storage. That's the cables for the radar. I gotta figure out something about that. It's kind of messy, but yeah, that's nice. Overhead storage. And then step back a step. This, right, mesh with a zipper. That's where the life vests are. All right, it's storage. And we got spreader lights here that I'm going to replace with LEDs. All right. We got courtesy lights here that I've already got LED replacements for that. I just got to install them. And then that spotlight on the roof, the bulb's burned out, so I have to replace the spotlight, but it does work. And there's the controls for the spotlight right there. So there you have it, folks. That is the new Grady White, new to us, right? We've got work to do, as you've seen, but she's not far from splashing once we get some of this work done. So look forward to getting her down to the coast, and I look forward to providing some more fishing content and maybe some good offshore stuff, but we'll see. All right, hit the subscribe button down below if you enjoy this kind of stuff. You're going to see a lot of work being done on this boat. I'll do videos of most of that. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Beside it, there's a little notification bell. Click that. That way you'll be notified when we upload any new videos. Give it a thumbs up if you would. That helps with the algorithm, helps it get it out there, and helps us grow this channel, and that's what we want to do. Haven't done a lot of fishing this year just because we've been in between boats. But I think 2023 is going to be a pretty awesome year for us. We get some awesome videos. All right, folks. Till the next one. Peace out.